The last time I was at Sandy railway station on the East Coast Main Line doing the East Coast Main Line challenge, I had to cut the journey short due to a fatality in the Hitchin area. I did skip 2 railway stations and went straight to Peterborough. But we are going to change that today, because you join me at Sandy railway station on the East Coast Main Line as I carry on the East Coast Main Line challenge of visiting every single station between London, King's Cross and Edinburgh Waverley. And we're going to visit those 2 railway stations that I skipped, and also we are determined to get to Peterborough today. So we have moved over to platform 2 waiting for our first train. This is the 11:35 Thameslink service to Peterborough. Now when I did the East Coast Main Line last time, I actually travelled on this train from Biggleswade to Sandy. And arrived here at 11:35 before the fatality happened. But we shall be leaving Sandy on this train to visit the first railway station, and that is St Neots. So we have now made it to the first railway station we're stopping off at today. This is St Neots. And honestly, I'm really impressed and intrigued with this railway station. It does have 4 platforms, but the platforms are staggered platforms and they're in 2 island platform configurations. Platform 1 offers services towards Peterborough, Platform 4 offers services towards Horsham, and Platforms 2 and 3 are the fast lines that pass through this railway station. St Neots also has a lovely station building as well, but you don't access the station from the station building. You actually access the station from the station footbridge, and that footbridge is disabled access friendly, because on the footbridge you do have the ticket gate line, and looks like it's also pedestrian access across that bridge as well. It's also got weighted shelters on the platform, but it's got weighted shelters of 2 varieties. The first weighted shelters you can easily walk in, but the second weighted shelter is more enclosed. You push a button and then you're inside the weighted shelter. But honestly, I really do like this railway station. So there is a bit of history with St Neots railway station. It opened on the 7th of August 1850 by the Great Northern Railway. In 1895, a derailment happened not too far from the railway station when the Scottish Express, worked by a Stirling single, derailed 40 yards from the railway station. The derailment happened due to a broken rail. The back of the train hit a freight train that was in the siding, and there was only 1 fatality that happened from this incident. So the one thing I've noticed about St Neots railway station is a wonderful train spotting location. Seeing the trains passing by has put a smile on my face, and also the trains that I'm filming on video as well. But we shall be leaving St Neots on the next train, the 12:42 Thameslink service to Peterborough, and we're going to Huntingdon next. So I'm going to head over to platform 1 now and film the train arriving as we head to the next station. So this is a railway station I wanted to come to for a very long time, and honestly, this station is impressive, but this is Huntingdon. It does have 3 platforms here. Platform 1 is a bay platform, Platform 2 offers services towards Horsham, and Platform 3 is towards Peterborough. But Platforms 2 and 3 are on the slow lines of the East Coast Main Line. It's also got a station footbridge here. That station footbridge is disabled access friendly. It does have a lovely station building here, and also it's got weighted shelters. The one thing I have seen with this railway station that's not here anymore, is the Huntingdon flyover. I don't know if that was impressive or that's an eyesore, but I remember seeing photos of that, but unfortunately they have knocked it down in the 2020s. So there is quite a bit of railway history around Huntingdon. It opened on the 7th August 1850 by the Great Northern Railway. In 1923 the station was renamed to Huntingdon North, and in 1964 the North was dropped. Now the reason for the name change was actually just right here in the station car park, because there was another railway station very close by called Huntingdon East. And that station was opened in 1883 by the Great Northern and Great Eastern Joint Railway, a line from Kettering to St Ives. But the station was renamed to Huntingdon East in 1923 and closed in 1959. Now also there was an incident that happened in 1951 just south of this railway station, where some railway carriages caught fire of the West Riding Limited Express, which was an express service from London to Leeds, and it was speeding towards Huntingdon. The guard noticed the smoke coming from the carriage and was going to throw a message out the train at the station master to get the train to stop at Peterborough. But a man who was travelling on the train noticed the smoke and poured the emergency cord, bringing the train to a stop 700 metres south of this railway station. Luckily there was no fatalities. But we shall be leaving Huntingdon on the 1350 Thameslink service, and this will be the last Thameslink service we shall be catching, as the ultimate station we go to is Peterborough. So I have been standing in this waiting shelter for the past 5 to 10 minutes because it has been hailstoning at this location. Literally you just see how much hailstone was dropped on Peterborough railway station. But we have now made it to the ultimate station, Peterborough. The Wednesday Express may not stop at Peterborough, but SimOnTrains does. There might be two people that may not be happy that I'm standing on the platform at Peterborough. One might be a bit more grumpier, but honestly there is no GoPro gaff at this location. Peterborough is also a major interchange with passenger services to different destinations far and wide. And if you like your freight trains, you do get plenty of freight at Peterborough railway station. Now Peterborough did used to have 5 platforms, but in 2014 platform 6 and 7 was built to ease congestion on this part of the East Coast Main Line. So we won't be going into too much history about Peterborough railway station, but this railway station opened in August 1850 by the Great Northern Railway, but it was the second station to be built in Peterborough. The first station opened in 1845 by the Eastern Counties Railway, that was Peterborough East. That station closed in 1966, and there was also a third station opened by the Midland Railway in 1858 called Peterborough Crescent. That was short-lived and closed in 1866. So I have enjoyed my time at Peterborough railway station apart from the hailstone, but we did get to see a Class 47 diesel locomotive as well. But we shall be moving on to our final station, Grantham. Now L&R services do stop at Peterborough to go to Grantham, but I'm going to do something different. We're going to be catching the hourly East Midlands railway service at Liverpool Line Street. It's only 2 coaches, but this will take us to Grantham. This part of the East Coast Main Line between Peterborough and Grantham was part of a historic moment that happened, but first we're passing through the site of the former Essendine station, which opened in 1853 and closed in 1959. But this part of the East Coast Main Line between Essendine and Little Bytham is the location where London North Eastern Railway A4 Pacific 4468 Mallard set the speed record of 126 miles per hour on the 3rd of July 1938 as the steam locomotive speeded down Stoke Bank. If you look out the window you do see the landmark sign of Mallard's record-breaking run, which that record still stands today, as this was the area where Mallard broke that speed record. So we have now made it to the final station we're stopping off at today. This is Grantham. And honestly, Grantham is a lovely location on the East Coast Main Line if you do want to see fast trains passing through this station. It does have 4 platforms as well. Platforms 1 and 2 are for your express services towards London King's Cross and towards Doncaster. Platform 3, I don't think that's in use, but I remember that used to be for East Midlands Railway services for Nottingham to Skegness. And Platform 4 is for Nottingham to Skegness services for East Midlands Railway, and also their Liverpool Line Street and Norwich services as well. Grantham also does have a lovely station building, but the footbridge, that's kind of a bit of a letdown, to be honest. It doesn't look nice, but at least that footbridge is disabled access friendly. Now there is quite a bit of history here at Grantham Railway Station. The current railway station we're actually standing on is not the original station. The first station was called Grantham Old Wharf, and that was on the Nottingham to Grantham line and was opened by the Ambergate, Nottingham, Boston and Eastern Junction Railway on the 15th of July 1850. The Great Northern Railway took over the line in 1854. 1st of August 1852, the Great Northern Railway opened the current Grantham station on their Towns line towards Retford, and a day later Old Wharf Station closed. The Boston, Sleaford and Midland Counties Railway opened the line at Barkston Junction to Sleaford in 1857, but Barkston Junction closed in 2006 when Orlington Court opened, as Barkston Junction became a bottleneck on the East Coast Main Line. However, Grantham has some dark history as well. On the 19th of September 1906, a sleeper train from London King's Cross Edinburgh Waverley derailed. 14 passengers were killed, and the cause of the accident was driver error, as the train, which was scheduled to stop at the station, but ended up speeding through and derailed on a set of sharp points at the end of the platform. I don't know what's going on with this LDR Zoomer, but it just left the platform and then it stopped all of a sudden. But honestly, I had a great time on the East Coast Main Line today between Sandy and Grantham, visiting those railway stations, and finally got to Peterborough as well. In the next video we shall carry on from Grantham as we head towards Doncaster, but for now I'm going to drop another video right here. Feel free to give that a click. The people on screen now YouTube channel page supporters, thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains and hope to see you next railway station so we can embark on a new journey together. Thanks for watching.